that come out and enjoy this music. Thank you so very, very, very much. And y'all got a treat tonight. Woo! Mr. Charlie O. Mr. Charlie Owens and his band. James Colby and Theo Saunders. I have to say that right, okay? Because he said that, you know, people would say Sanders. No, Saunders. Where is he? He's in the back. He doesn't even know I'm saying his name right. Okay. So let's start off with the prayer, and then I'm doing everything. As you notice, Lanny is not here. Lanny is at El Murata. He is the musical director for the show Ain't Misbehavin', which they got great reviews. He is fabulous. I can't, you know, he's my husband, I'll say that. Anyway, but no, this man is beyond, his fingers just fly across the keys. And the music is a part of him. And in our house, we have music, jazz, all the time. I am a blessed woman. You see, my father was a jazz musician too. So there you go. I am very blessed. So I'm going to start with our prayer. And it's Psalms 37:39. The faithful lovers of God will inherit the earth and enjoy every promise of God's care, dwelling in peace forever. Isn't that great? God is God. I know that this house is full of everybody, every religion, everything, but God is God for all of us. And I like to introduce Mr. Wes Nathanson, who will introduce our artists for the evening. And I'm down here because I'll tell you later.
Now, those of you who normally expect Barbara to be here, the thing is that she had been invited to be a starter for a jalopy race. And, you know, the people that wave the flags. So she waved the flags, and one of the jalopies came too close and knocked her down. So she's a little bruised. So she didn't want to get up here tonight. Anyway, we are pleased to welcome tonight a fantastic artist, Mary Gail King. She is another Gallery 825 artist, which is where Barbara met her. She also is a part of the Channel Islands Arts Group in the Arts Complex, where she has a studio. She's exhibited throughout Southern California and around. She's currently involved in a project supporting a production of King Lear at the Rubicon Theater in Ventura. But the Arts Complex itself has like wine and art lessons and many other things, particularly with the holidays coming up. Anyway, she has a wonderful story about her raven, and I won't talk about either Hitchcock's The Birds or Poe or any of the rest of it. I'll just let Mary Gail tell her story.
Okay, thank you all for having me tonight. This is my second night here. Last year I was also invited, so I am very honored to be here. And the reason I am here is because Barbara has gotten to know a crow that I've been, a raven, that I've been kind of sharing on Facebook with people. And in honor of time constraints, I'll just read you a little bit here. I've never really paid attention to crows. I certainly had no idea what the difference is between a crow and a raven. I'm still not sure it matters. What matters to me is my particular raven. I've named him Stanley. The story behind the name amuses me. If you stick with us, I may fill you in on it sometime. Stanley visited once last year. It was remarkable because he is huge and obviously knew he was interacting with a person and not just his magnificent self. Then he came back. He took a break and came back. Ravens don't have the same sense of time that humans do. Then I started to count on him. He channels the spirit of Antoine de Saint-Exupéry and his rose and his fox. I just enjoyed spending time with him with my morning coffee and then started posting occasional videos on social media. The response was remarkable. Apparently, we were waiting for this shapeshifter, magician, mirror, and playful companion. After a while, as an artist, I had to paint him, so our visual adventure has begun. I have no idea where it will take us, and I'm enjoying that mystical lesson. He's not species confused, I don't think. He's not a past lover. He may only be here for a little while, I'm not sure. When he's gone for a while, I discover he's gone for an adventure or is taking care of personal business. I'm not sure, other than I've become quite attached and his story is more than either of us. The world needs to remember play, imagination, possibility. So I'm in love with a crow. We're working on a couple of projects. First is his debut at a holiday preview at my Camarillo studio on November 16. Another is an exhibit at the Rubicon Theater's 2018 performance of King Lear. That's in February and March. And I'm currently working on a book and several ancillary products. When you meet Stanley, you'll see that he really does need to meet more people in the world. Do I have time for just one little? Okay. This is King Lear, and I can't even imagine that I would come close to what some of the actors in here could do with it, but I'll just read this quick quote from King Lear, because we two alone will sing like birds in the cage. When thou dost ask me blessing, I'll kneel down and ask of thee forgiveness. So we'll live and pray and sing and tell old tales and laugh at gilded butterflies and hear poor rogues talk of court news, and we'll talk with them too. Who loses and who wins, who's in and who's out, and take upon the mystery of things as if we were God's spies, and we'll wear out in a walled prison packs and sects of great ones that ebb and flow by the moon. You can't beat the bard's words, so I'm done.
Please, everybody, when we finish tonight, go on out there, look at her art, buy it, but talk to her, because she's got stories, and Stanley might even talk to you. Wouldn't that be nice? As the band is setting up, I'm going to run my mouth. Okay, yes, we're ready for you guys to set up. I don't know, where'd you go, guys? Come on. They're so fabulous. Come on, let's hear the fabulous. Yes, come on, set up. I'll keep talking while you set up. Okay, first off, Charlie Owens is one of the best teachers I have ever seen. Okay? He enjoys teaching. He enjoys music. He enjoys life. And it shows in his music. And all these gentlemen, I have the honor of, they may not remember me, but I have sung with a few of them when I had dark hair. It's a little light right now. In other words, it's gray. I want to read something that Joan puts the program together. And we never read what's really on the front. Let's read from Winston Churchill. We make a living by what we get. We make a life by what we give. And in Psalms 104:33, I will sing to the Lord as long as I live. I will sing praise to my God while I have my being. How wonderful. And guys, are you ready? Charlie, I'm giving it to you. All righty.
We'll play one and then I'll do a little talking. Okay? Test, test, thank you. Well, let's make a joyful noise unto the Lord, right? That's Psalms, that's my favorite chapter in the whole book of all the Bible. Psalms does it for me. Anyway, let me introduce these people so we can get back to making music. My new cohort is a wonderful guy that's just been back from New York. He was raised in San Bernardino. Went to New York, stayed about 14 years, got married, had a young baby. Said, well, I got to take care of my baby. I'm coming back to Los Angeles and Pasadena where it's safe. Let's welcome Jason Colby. Wonderful, wonderful trumpet player. Wonderful guy. And my oldest friend in Western civilization, when I first got to Los Angeles in 1971, that's a lot before your time, I'm sure. I met Henry Franklin, and I came and had the pleasure of doing a lot of CDs. It was albums at that time, and we recorded for Black Jazz, and it's been a pleasure all these 60 years. My dearest friend, Mr. Henry Franklin on bass, a living legend, a real living legend. And I think my next friend I met after Henry. And these guys are really joined at the hip, just like Jerry Rush was. Jerry Rush was a big guy, and he was Caucasian. And the only difference between Jerry and Henry was 20 pounds. That's the only difference. Jerry was a little heavier. And my other friend, I've known for a long time, and I love him with all my heart, Mr. Theo Saunders at the piano, tremendous, tremendous piano player. And the newest guy, next to the trumpet player, I've been playing, had the pleasure of working with Don Littleton since 1989, and it's been a joy every time. I'll let you on something. I'll tell you some inside stuff, but I'll do that on the next gig. Mr. Don Littleton, my ace all the time. My name is Charlie Owens, and I have the pleasure of knowing Yvette and Lanny Hartley. I've known Lanny. He started writing for, what's the guy that only guy to complete the course? Arranging course. He passed on now. Anyway, Lanny completed the course. It was very expensive, and we had a school called the Wynn College over on La Cienega in Washington. And Lanny would write his chart, and he'd bring it over, and we'd play it, and he just got better and better and better. And when we worked with the Luckman Jazz Orchestra, he would write charts, and we'd play them at Disney Hall, and he would write them for the whole symphony. Lanny is an amazing, talented man, just as Yvette said before. He is extremely talented, quiet as is kept. But anyway, Spud Murphy, right. That's the guy I couldn't think of. Spud passed on, but Lanny's the only guy to complete his very difficult arranging class. I mean, it was very expensive. Probably taken me about 15 years, but he was determined and he finished it. He's a great, great friend of mine, and that's why I have the pleasure of playing this afternoon for you. I was going to make it short, but I blew it again. But we're going to play another song. The first song was called Wildfire. That's my composition. This next one is going to be called Serenity by Joe Henderson. It's a lovely piece of music, and if you know anything about jazz, check out some Joe Henderson. He was just like good wine. He's always smooth, always played the right thing. No matter how fast it was or how slow it was, he was playing the right notes. I haven't quite gotten there yet, but I'm working on it. This is called Serenity. That was called Serenity. This next composition is a song of mine, and I call it Praise God. You can't beat that, you know what I mean? Play a little blues for you because, you know, you can't lose with the blues. So that's what we're going to do for you, especially for you. This will be our last selection for the day. And those who like to buy a CD only have 30,000 right here. Got to buy some gas, get some gas some kind of way. Anyway. Let the rhythm set it up. 1, 2, you, what, do.
Yes. Yes. God bless you, everybody. This is wonderful. Thank you so very, very much. Woo! Yes. Yes. I'm going to tell y'all something. I don't know. We probably want to hear another one. But anyway, I'll leave it alone. Do you feel nothing? No. Okay. All right. I'll leave you alone. Y'all go on and sit down. And I'll end this really quick. I was going to talk about caring. And I'm not going to talk that much about caring. Okay? Because there's something else missing. There's a house full of people missing. Okay? This was absolutely wonderful music. It needs to be heard by everyone. Now, how do we do that? How do we get to do that? Well, this thing called the internet, do you know people who know how to work that? Huh? Do you have grandchildren or nephews or whatever? Get them to write about this program. Talk to me. If you know somebody, talk to Lanny. Lanny's sitting back up in there, right? He made it back here. Hey, man. He just finished his show, and I know he drove real fast to get here. So we need to advertise without advertising, okay? We need to let the world know that there is this great music, and it cannot go away. So if you have any ideas or know anyone who knows how to get out there and get the word out, please let us know. Without money, because we are running on what's in that basket out there. So whatever you put in that basket, that's what we are running on. And guess what? We have extra money. We are making some money. We're not starving. But wouldn't it be nice to fill this house? So I'm going to say a few things about caring, and then I'm going to end this really quick, okay? Okay, caring is sharing. Okay? You never thought about that, did you? That to care, you have to share. You got to share a part of yourself. You got to give a part of yourself. And the world is so full of turmoil, and so many people have lost sight of caring. Like that fool in Las Vegas. He has totally lost sight. But also, there were people who did not lose sight, like the man who threw himself over his wife to protect her, and he died. He still cared. He cared about his loved ones. And there is, in Psalms 121, I will lift up mine eyes unto the hills, from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from the Lord. You got to remind yourself every day where it comes from. Because if we just let it just go, we don't care anymore. Okay? And somehow we got to care about this music, because I see the same people here every week, every 2 weeks of the year. I see a few new ones here and there. But there's more out there, and we can tap them. But we can't tap them on an empty pocket. But I know somebody out there knows how to do it. I'm believing it. So if you know how to do it, you talk to that man right back there, that bald-headed man, Lanny Hartley, or you talk to me, or you talk to Joan out there. Where's Joan? Joan, there you go. Okay? And then I want to thank everybody who put themselves into this. There are a lot of people who are just given free time, okay? Rick Wilson up there in video. Adrian Bolarate, did I say it right? I was trying my best to say it right. Okay, Teresa, who takes all the pictures, and we never get to see them. I want a page of pictures, okay? You take great pictures. I want to see them, okay? Barbara and West. Both of you are so wonderful in introducing our artists. Please look at her work. Please buy a CD or 2 or 3, because that's some sound. It sounds good. I got all of them, all right? Thank you very much. So I thank you for being here. Larry Flaherty, I didn't mention his name. And, of course, Lanny Hartley, that keeps this alive, because I have many times said, I'm not doing this. We're not making any money. There's not enough people coming. Me. He does it because he loves it, and he wants to keep it going. Okay? And we need to keep this music alive. When we die, it's gone. Okay? So y'all think about it. And you call them nieces and nephews and all those people who know how to work that internet, because that internet evidently shows people how to load up guns and build them. So somehow it's got to show them how to get people in here to hear this wonderful music. Charlie O, you are fabulous. Your orchestra, you guys are fabulous. Mr. Saunders, did I say it right? Ha ha, ha ha, ha ha, see? We spelt it wrong. I didn't know. But I love you all, and let's all just say the blessing at the end. Stand, and just say to whomever Lord you believe in. It's on the second page. May the Lord watch between you and me when we are absent one from another. Amen, y'all. Okay, think about it, okay? I love you all. Thank you for coming, and you guys are fantastic. Thank you. Oh, thank you. And your hair is great. You done taught me something. You taught me, because I've been paying a whole lot of money.